Hey, what is up, Internet? Kyle here, Orange and Brews FC. So we are here at a super special place. I don't know if you'll be able to see it because the sun is right over the building, but we are actually here in Westchester, Ohio at Grainworks Brewing. So Grainworks has been an awesome partner with the Pride Norden, and last year we actually did a collaboration with them for a Norden beer that was the Hell is Real lager. So it was a Helly's style German lager, and it was kind of a play on the Hell is Real derby between FC Cincinnati and Columbus, our little rivalry with them. And some really cool stuff this year is Brian, the owner and head brewer, actually invited us out today to actually help brew this year's batch. We're super excited to be able to actually partner with them and actually help make the beer this year. So this is gonna be super cool. So I figured I'd bring you guys along, kind of show you the process, everything that we're doing, and yeah, just kind of show you Grainworks. So we're gonna go inside and we're gonna start brewing. All right, so we are obviously inside Grainworks. So over here we're gonna spend most of our morning. So this is all like the brewing vats and everything that they brew over here. But just to kind of give you a little layout of the actual brewery. As you can see here, this is one of the wife and I's favorite breweries here in Cincinnati, up here in the northern suburbs. But like just a ton of open space here. You can come get some food. They have a lot of food trucks. Obviously a ton of TVs here with some soccer on right now. So a lot of really cool stuff that you can do. And then nice really big bar section over here. Got some merch up there. It's a really awesome layout for this brewery. And then a little bit later, we'll kind of get some reactions of everybody with the rest of the beer, because I'm sure we will be drinking some throughout the day here. But yeah, and then like I said, is over here we have the brewing process where we will be. We do have a nice little spread here of coffee and donuts. Everyone's just kind of waiting around, getting their fill of those two, while we start brewing here.
Brian, who's the head brewer here.
The guy that does stuff here.
So, been an awesome partner for us with Norden from the get-go. We're still figuring things out.
Just a little bit about us. We're 2.5 years old now. We brew about 1,000 barrels of beer last year, so slowly gaining. Anything that you see in here, basically we put in place, unless it's something that we legally couldn't, like HVAC. So most of that's not me. So what we'll do, I assume most of you saw the can mock-up there. We just kind of finalized that design yesterday and got it out there. So Cincy Magazine contacted me for some reason and wanted to put Hell is Real in the can in some upcoming issue. They didn't ask anything else about the brewery or the beer. So I don't know if it was actually that. They may have actually just gotten a case of beer out of us. So what we're going to do today is we're going to brew the batch of Hell is Real that we will can on March 11th. So that will deliver some places March 12th, have it in time for the home match.
Yeah, they're all in that thing.
Yeah, they'll all be in that.
That's how you'll know that was this match.
That was this match. Yeah. So we'll do that. You know, there's some downtime, so I'll have you guys like look up houses and stuff for sanitizer tanks. Try to figure out, and then we'll walk next door because we're actually going to expand. We have a date of May 9th. Yeah. So we'll walk you over to the expansion and just show you what we're going to do over there. A lot of kitchen and stuff like that. Yeah, right now let's just get the brew started, because once we actually mash in, it takes about 20-25 minutes, and then we wait for it.
A lot of hurry up.
This is the start of the process. Basically, this is our grain mill, and we'll do these bags here. These are 55-pound bags, and probably that one there, and a little bit of that one, melon. So we'll have about 10 bags of grain that go into this mash to this beer. It's 4.7%, so it's not, or 4.666%. Sorry.
Gotta get it right.
Yeah. So the basic part of this process is this will grind crush the grain, not completely like crush it into powder, but just kind of crack the grains open, allow some of the starches that are in there to get out. It'll go into the first tank out there, and we'll talk more once we've got that in there about how everything works. But it'll go in with some water at a certain temperature and just sit for 45 minutes so it. Oh yeah. It's an auger. That pulls it up.
And what we usually do, Brian, most of the grain that we use is standard pale grain. And I always shake this thing. You can never get all the grain out of here. So we always start with the pale grain, a couple bags, put all of our specials in the middle, and then run the pale again to flush the thing back out. So the two.
At least you get all the specials.
Make sure you got the main special stuff.
There isn't a ton of specialty grain with this. It's all pretty much the pale stuff. It's just we'll let you taste the difference between the three real quick. Yeah. So if anybody wants to try the Pilsner malt, this is most of it. This is like 90% of what we put in there.
I figured this was gonna be my morning oatmeal.
Right, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, thanks. Good idea.
No, it's a much more efficient system.
Rainbow?
Almost has like a almost like a fruity.
Almost like a grape nuts kind
Yeah.
of. Yeah.
Huh.
No, not that one.
Something else today.
Like it's nothing. He fixed that up.
Alright, so right now I'm just
you were
kind
talking about
of
doing
running
some
hot water through this to kind of heat the vessel up so that it doesn't cool it down, because what you're trying to do is you're trying to get the grain and water to be within a certain range. It's like maybe 15 degrees, that's 15 degrees Fahrenheit, that you have to get the grain and water mix to mash in between. So at that point, that's when there's some enzymes in the actual grain as part of the malting process. You get it wet, you get it at a certain temperature, and the starches in the grain turns to sugar. Depending on how hot, in that 15-degree range, more of the sugar is able to be eaten by the yeast and not left in the beer. So the crispy boys, basically the real light and crisp, like real crisp, smooth beers, they'll generally be mashed in at a lower temperature, 148, something like that. That's probably what we're going to shoot for with this one. Some of the, like an oatmeal stout, maybe be 10 degrees higher, 158, and so that'll make the sugars, the starches get converted into sugars that the yeast can't eat at that temperature. So more of it is left in the beer, so that's why it has a thicker mouthfeel. More maltose is left after the yeast eats it. So. Okay. So just real quick, this is called the mash tun, and so that the bottom in there is slotted. It has a bunch of slits in it, and so we call that a false bottom. So what ends up happening is the grain water mixture sits up on top of it, because you don't want any of the grain to actually get into the next kettle, the boil kettle, because then you start boiling grain, you start extracting tannins, and then everything's bitter, and gives you headaches when you drink it. 66 is a little low.
Okay.
We're shooting for about 168. So this is hot water. That
Okay.
always stays as it is. This is just street water.
Okay.
So what you have to do is down is closed,
Okay.
up is open, but you never really have to squeeze and move it all that much. Just like give it a little, you're looking at, I stayed in the same tooth there,
Yeah.
but if you look at this,
It went
the
up.
temp is now going up because
Okay.
I put less cold water. So I'm Franklin barbecue.
We're sitting right at the temperature we need to be. I know I didn't realize when I was volunteering that like what I had to do was actually keep the temperature in the right area.
Maintain
I was like,
the deal.
right? All right, so now we are at the part where Brian has graciously poured us some beers. So I got the hazelnut Old Ghost. So it's a milk stout with hazelnut, chocolate, and caramel. Honestly, this is absolutely fantastic. You get a ton of the hazelnut, ton of the chocolate, ton of the caramel. Really good dessert. And honestly, even like a breakfast beer, because it kind of tastes like a, I don't know, hazelnut coffee, like a little bit of that. I don't know, caramel has like almost like a maple leaf syrup kind of taste. So it kind of tastes like pancakes. It's really good. The wife got the brewer's breakfast, you know, which is a coffee stout, and then everyone else is selecting what they want right now. And just real quick, I did get permission from the guys at Grainworks to actually show you what the can is going to look like. So this is what we are doing this year for our label for The Hell Is Real. So you see here, we have the Independent Craft Brewers Association, the Grainworks logo, and then I love what their design team came up with. So for those of you who don't know, there's a billboard on 71 between Columbus and Cincinnati that has the 10 Commandments and then also has this giant Hell Is Real sign. So that's the reason we call our rivalry the Hell Is Real Derby, because of this sign. So this year they're playing that up. Actually have a picture of the sign and then the graffiti E. Since this is a Helly style lager, yeah, it looks really cool. And then we do have the Pride Norden logo here and an actual QR code where you can actually go to our membership page to join the Pride. So yeah, the Grainworks design team absolutely nailed this can design.
It's gravity feeding into this, what's called a work grant. And so once it gets up to a certain level, it'll allow the pump to pull from here. So that way the pump doesn't add suction over here directly. It's pulling from here, so it doesn't compact the grain bed. That ends up with what's called a stuck sparge or a stuck mash, which is a real pain in the ass if you can't get the liquid over to here. Like, what do? Right. You can't open this. I mean, right. You have to, but
like,
you open it, yeah, and then it all comes out at you. Yeah. That'd be a big problem.
Fly along the nose.
One of these. One of these. You're gonna dunk that in there, and then if you touch anything after this, put it back in. Yep. You know, to get that.
Dunk, dunky dunk, 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 dunk. It's gonna be the new Max gift.
What are the other? If it can go wrong, it will. Next year, if it can go wrong, it will go wrong. It should be on the. So you're gonna take time to do that kind of stuff.
All right, so obviously we are done at Grainworks. Huge thank you to Grainworks for having us out. Another drinking event, Chris was here, and yes, and now we have an evening event, which we're going to do kind of this next part of the video. So tonight is the scarf release for the Pride and Norden. Obviously, we are releasing these gorgeous scarves. If you follow us on Twitter or anything like that, you see them all over the place. They look amazing. We cannot wait to get them in our members' hands tonight. So tonight is that release at Molly Malone's here in Covington. As you see here, we have a bunch of other gear that we're gonna set up and sell as well. So hopefully it's gonna be a really good turnout. Last year, we had quite a few people come. It should be fun. So it should just be, you know, a really good time. But yeah, we'll see everybody inside. We're gonna go get set up and let's go. Let's do it. So Molly Malone's is graciously partnered with us as far as giving us this whole third floor, so we're gonna get everything set up. Party starts in about an hour, so should be a really good time. All right, so we have all the Norden gear set up here. We have a lot of t-shirts left over from last year, a couple hats. The Pride, the main Pride is getting everything set up over here. We have our buffs right there, and then the 2020 scarf right there. So overall, we're starting to get everything set up. People should be coming in in about 15 minutes before the party officially starts. So it should be a pretty good time. party, and what an awesome event that was. It was so much fun getting to see everybody and everybody getting their membership packages and everything like that. Just so much fun. It's hard to think that we went from like really doing not a whole lot for FC Cincinnati, and just this week alone we've had so many different events just all of a sudden just popping up, and we're really ramping up towards the season, which starts this Sunday, which I can't believe it's already here, and I cannot wait to get everything going. But I just kind of wanted to close out this video just kind of showing you the stuff that you get with the Pride membership, everything that I picked up at the scarf party. So I figured I'd just show you my soccer haul. All right, so the first thing I want to show you are the scarves I did pick up. So I picked up 4 of them. This is just the standard Pride membership scarf. We have the Norden scarf. We have Knifey Lion Radio, which is a kind of comedic take on a podcast for FC Cincinnati. That's fantastic. So I really wanted to support those guys. And then we have Queen City War Pigs. It's a kind of a no punches hold Twitter account that fans run for FC Cincinnati. And just kind of taking a closer look at the detail. The Pride scarf looks fantastic. It has this really nice kind of detail of the streets and Ohio River kind of map of Cincinnati right there. And then obviously we do have Whiskers, our logo, and it does say Lionhearted right there. The Norden scarf, I am beyond happy how this turned out. So we have our Norden print, and then our kind of thing is like the Viking, North Game of Thrones kind of, I don't know, that's been our motif since we started, and we wanted to incorporate that in our scarf this year. So we have that, our compass logo, really nice kind of Nordic background right there. And then in Nordic, we actually have written out, I don't know how to pronounce it, but it does say Darkest Before the Dawn. So just a play on how bad we were last year, and hopefully this year will be a lot better. So Knifey Lion Radio, like I said, it's they're more of a comedic kind of podcast. So they have Gary here, their version of Gary saying, "Oh baby," and then he's also eating a bowl of ramen on this side. So I thought that was really cool. And then the Queen City War Pigs just looks like some fighter jet wings. We have the 513 for the area code. Does say the unrelegatables, since we cannot be relegated since they don't have that in MLS. And then I'm gonna go ahead and flip all these over and show you the alternate sides. And then if we flip the scarves over, so this is a standard Pride one again, and this one is awesome because it actually has a picture here from our supporters section looking over the actual field at Nippert. It says carved in hearts, which is a line from one of the chants that we do as we are marching to the game. So I thought that turned out gorgeously. So the Norden one, once actually says is once more unto the breach. Like I said, we really are kind of playing on the whole Game of Thrones, Viking, North, I don't know, just motif with all of this. But it's basically our play, since this is our last season at Nippert. This is our last time to defend our fortress, if you want to call it that. And this turned out really nice as well with the silhouette of the Vikings. You can kind of see there are 7 ships here representing the 7 hills of Cincinnati. So I thought that was really cool. The Knifey Lion Radio scarf here, you can see the bowls of ramen on the sides, and then kind of their motto, or not their motto, but their theme song has the line, "We are the gift." So they very humbly put that on there, and it does have KLR right there on the sides. And then as far as the actual Queen City War Pigs, so you get this really nice War Pigs logo, and again, it just looks like the other side of fighter jet wings. It does have the War Pigs QC, and then on the edges here it does have 2020. So those are the scarves that I picked up. I think they all turned out phenomenally. So with the standard Pride membership, you do get this standard Pride scarf, and then if you sign up for the Norden chapter, you can get this for an additional $10. All members do receive this standard Pride scarf when they sign up for the Pride. The other thing that we offered, if you can kind of see it, so the shirt I'm actually wearing right here, this is part of the deluxe package. You can kind of see it kind of plays on the scarf. We have Whiskers, the sea, and then obviously the map of Cincinnati. So you got this if you got the $30 deluxe package. So you got the scarf, you got the shirt, and then you got one other thing which I'm going to show you real quick right now. And this is the other item that you got with the deluxe package. So this is a 3-foot by 5-foot flag. So you have the sea, Whiskers, and then it plays on the Cincinnati flag with the actual waves there on the side. Now this turned out awesome and was definitely a nice addition for the package. And then we also had some made up here of the actual Norden logo. So we have the compass, same design as the actual Pride flag over there, just put the Norden compass. So we had a couple of these made up. These weren't included in any sort of packages. We're just kind of selling them as one-offs. But yeah, once again, I'm so happy with how these turned out. And then the last thing I got, kind of coming over here, so I did pick up my 2 kits from the Pro Shop. I got the call the other day that they were done being customized. So I went with Kubo on the alternate, and then I put Lacadia on the primary. So yeah, super excited to be able to wear these at home. I know some people have not really kind of liked this home kit. I actually love it. I like the split blue. I think it actually looks really cool. I think it looks even better in person, and I love the MLS 25 shield. I think that looks really nice. Then the away kit, or secondary, or alternate, whatever you want to call it. I think this is probably one of the best kits, probably the best kit Cincinnati has ever done. Love the diamonds. Just everything about it looks really freaking sharp. So that is everything that went on this weekend and everything that I picked up at the scarf release. Really hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's a lot of fun to put together, and hopefully you're kind of getting a good idea of like everything behind the scenes of the Pride and just a lot of the events and stuff that we do. And hopefully you guys are maybe getting, if you're in the Cincinnati area, or even if you're not, and you just kind of want to join our group and get the scarves, anything like that, that is awesome. As always, the details of how to become a member is in the link in the description below. We would love to have everybody out. And like I said, this Sunday starts actual real soccer. So a lot more videos on actual soccer now, not just the behind the scenes stuff, although there will be still a lot of stuff with the Pride. But yeah, just super excited to get the season underway. Can't wait to share everything with you. I do have one away day coming up very shortly. So have a little vlog for that. And even some toy stuff. I did get a couple of new toy things in. So those of you that have been patient with me and still stuck around, really appreciate it. And I am still going to continue to do some toy stuff. Just won't be as big, just won't be as many videos as it has been in the past. Everything's going to be more predominantly soccer related, but there is a couple things coming. But other than that, like I said, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Huge thank you to Grainworks and Molly Malone's and everybody that set up all these events. They were fantastic. And that's going to do it for me today. Well, thank you guys so much for checking out these videos, and I'll catch you guys later. See ya.